So the most embarrassing thing, I'm not embarrassing when I'm drunk, but I have a friend who recently, we were at Beaufort House in Chelsea, and we're having a good night. She didn't have any dinner, and probably 2 hours into it, she threw up all over my pants and my suede boots. So that's probably the most embarrassing thing that happened, especially when we got kicked out.
I was on my way home on the Central Line and a girl, a friend of mine, pulled down her trousers and peed in the corner of the tube.
That's disgusting.
That's pretty gross.
It's pretty grim. It was pretty grim.
Who's that, Joe?
Joe, yeah, Joe from college.
I'm glad you're not friends with her anymore.
Pretty mangled. She was pretty mangled, in fairness, but...
This is why I don't drink.
So for yourself then, anything you've done which you regret, or
Quite
are you
a lot.
well behaved?
I'm not willing to say it.
That's why she doesn't drink.
I've seen someone talking to a bush, and then she was so drunk we had to put her in a cab, and when she arrived home, like, her mother had to carry her home, so that was quite embarrassing, I think.
Awkward, embarrassing.
Yeah.
How much did she drink? Quite a lot?
I would say she had like two glasses and shots, like a lot of shots.
Perfectly well behaved, and I'm it's responsible drinking, so nah, I'm a well behaved mate, yeah. His mum going to watch this, you see, so better be careful.
Now, when it comes to urinating on the Central Line, you don't need an expert to say you've probably had too much. But what we do need an expert for is to tell us if overall Londoners are putting too much away. Time to wheel out a doctor, Yvonne Doyle to be precise. She is from Public Health England.
We know that about 30% of Londoners drink at a level that puts them in harm's way, which means really that they're not making the connections that they need to make between what happens when they're incapable from drink and the sort of social consequences right up front. They're at risk of assault. Women may get raped and sexually assaulted. They're just incapable, particularly young people. So what they may be doing is drinking, you know, pre-drinking before they go to a party. They're then pretty well on of being incapable, and you know, they're then putting themselves at risk. So this is happening very regularly, and we're worried about young people and drink. They're not making the connections either about the fact that when you've done something like that, your liver doesn't recover for about 5 or 6 days. You know, you're taking the lining off your gut, your bleeding time goes up. So your health is suffering right away from it. And over long term, we've got about 127,000 admissions to hospital every year in London for alcohol-related dangers.